We're what we call a turnkey provider, which provides not just the platform, but also all the events and the prices. For me, it comes down to having a great product. It is a best-of-breed product, as Playtech was back in the day.
I'm here with Tom Hall, the Business Development Director of Sunplus. So tell me about your background. What's your area of expertise?
I was in banking before I moved to online gaming and started with a company called Ho Gaming in 2002, working as a consultant for them. Met Playtech in the early days of Playtech and didn't really look back until late last year when I joined Sunplus.
Tell me about the history of Sunplus.
It was originally a software company that provided its services just to one licensee, who is still our licensee today and one of our biggest licensees. And as it evolved over the years, it became a provider to several companies. We have approximately a 50% market share of all sports betting in Asia and about 75% of the licensees.
So why have so many Western companies failed in the Asian sports betting market?
It's obviously a huge market with a lot of people there, so it's obviously an attractive place to go in theory. But in practice, Asia's a very difficult market, and primarily, before anything else, you have to have the right product. And if you don't have the right product, you just simply cannot compete. It doesn't matter how good you are at marketing, how strong your brand is, etc. You need to have the right product. Probably the only group to come to Asia in the last 5 years to be successful has been Bet365, and pretty much everybody else has failed so far from the West.
Describe to me the technical architecture of Sunplus.
We only provide what we call this pure sportsbook platform. We don't do the middleware, we don't do the wallet, etc. So we plug our sportsbook into a licensee's platform. So effectively, where their customers come from, what they're betting on, casino, poker, we don't know about. We're not interested in. Basically, as and when they land on our platform, that's when we get involved. The product has been around in various forms around 10 years and has evolved to be probably the largest scale sportsbook platform in the world.
So tell me about your trading team.
Yeah, it's not actually Sunplus themselves. We have a relationship, an exclusive relationship with a third party that is just a specialist sports trader. They're probably the biggest sports trading team in the world. They have 700 traders. They work exclusively for us. Sunplus overlays that team of traders. We have our own team of around 30 that are reviewing the odds that these guys generate, as well as we sort of buy in odds and data from third parties. So they're constantly, our team are comparing those and analysing those odds. And if they see anomalies or opportunities, they'll send a message back to the trading team saying there's a difference here, is it worth adjusting, etc. But Sunplus, we're just the platform provider, we don't actually do the trading.
What are your plans for the European market?
We've taken our core product and adapted it for Europe. Look and feel, real simple things, bet slips and where the sort of bet tickets are. In Asia it's on the left and in Europe's on the right, or vice versa. From a look and feel perspective, we've had to adjust the product very much for the European market. We have had to add some new markets that we didn't have for Asia. Things like UK horse racing, fixed odds horse racing that weren't of a lot of interest to our Asian licensees. We've had to license in from third parties because we don't have a trading capability for that sort of sport. We're giving them more events, better prices. In Asia, everything operates off what we call a 5-cent line. In Europe, we give the licensee the capability offering a wider margin. If they can get away with it, obviously, why not?
So how are you going to handle the regulatory challenges in Europe?
Yeah, as a software provider, it's much easier than being an operator. Effectively, depending on the market, we have to comply with additional reporting requirements, or government will require interface with their own systems. So for us, it's just mainly technical integration with their systems.
So how is Sunplus different than a traditional sportsbook platform provider?
The sort of two traditional players in the space are Orbis and Finsoft, who provide a very powerful, and if I'm being honest, probably more comprehensive overall sportsbook than we do. But they don't provide we're what we call a turnkey provider, which provides not just the platform, but also all the events and the prices. If you're any sort of small to medium size online operator looking to add sports, you're probably not going to have your own trading team, etc. So you're looking at a solution which provides you all the events and the prices, etc. And your job is to get the customer on the site. It's a sports betting solution, and you go with that. We have some much smaller competitors that are turnkey providers, but none of those offer their own sort of trading, their own prices. They're basically what we call scraping the prices from other people, repackaging it, and then offering it as a service. And there's a big difference between having your own proprietary pricing and scraping somebody else's prices. The other thing which has got a lot of our European licensees excited, we've got something called an auto hedge facility. So if you're any other licensee coming onto our platform and you've got a pro customer that you're worried about that's winning money from you, traditionally you want to keep that customer, as he may win off you in sports, but he loses to you on casino and poker and other games. Customer's still betting with you, but the bet automatically gets fed from you straight through to one of our other licensees. You have no risk, so it doesn't matter how much that guy wins, you just get a turnover rebate from one of our other licensees that's taking all the bets. They're so huge it doesn't matter. And we can also introduce normal hedging lines, which are used by a lot of the big licensees. So if they want to hedge a position on Man United, Liverpool, they get too much one way. If they want to hedge, they can hedge.
So what are your plans for going public?
Timing is always an issue, and we're a little way away from it at the moment, but it's definitely from a corporate structuring, accounting, the way we're running the business is to that. So it's something we're looking at. It's not essential, but definitely in the plans.
So if Sunplus goes public, will this restrict your business opportunities in Asia?
We're not an operator, we're not taking the bets there. And as I said, we only see the actual bets as they land on our system. We don't even see where the customer comes from. So I don't think it'll change too many things there. But we do, for example, block France and Hong Kong where there's a clear regulatory issue where the laws are very clear.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Sunplus is already a big company, but quite young in terms of, let's say, corporate life, etc. So there's quite a lot of challenges on the corporate side. But for me, it comes down to having a great product, and it really is a great product. It is a best-of-breed product, as Playtech was back in the day. Social interfaces to sports betting are going to completely change, and we're building things to fit into that space. Mobile, we've discussed. So yeah, I'm excited by that, and supported by the R&D infrastructure to do so.
Well, thank you so much, Tom. I can't wait to see what Sunplus has for us in the future.
Thanks, Becky.
Becky Leggero, CalvinAir.com.